The Miami Heat have to start playing Duncan Robinson more. Right now, the Miami Heat are sitting at, I believe it is 3-5, and they beat the Golden State Warriors. Okay, showing that they can still win games. Bam Adebayo had a good game, and for me right here, also Jimmy Butler continued to do his thing. Kyle Lowry, what are you guys' thoughts on him? Max Strus and Duncan Robinson. I like this lineup tonight that they ran with Martin, the starting lineup, even though he didn't play much. But really, they played Duncan Robinson, Butler, Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, and Strus and Vincent mainly, with Dwayne Dedman as a breather for our man, Bam Adebayo. But the Miami Heat are a team that their role players are producing. They win games when their role players produce, and I think they need to play the right role players. I think they were just mixing, matching too much. Caleb Martin and Max Strus have been solid. Both are shooting ball well and are active on defense. I love Caleb Martin. Gabe Vincent is a solid backup point guard, but he's a backup point guard. For me, it's been a slow start, and I don't want to say that they're reminiscent of the team that we saw after the bubble NBA Finals appearance, because these aren't even close to the same circumstances. Last season, the Miami Heat had the 10th best offense and the 5th best defense. The Heat were monsters on both ends of the court. They've struggled to find that identity to start the season, but their defense should still be top-notch if you look at the roster, but it simply isn't. This is very un-Heat-like, but I think they're still figuring it out. I think part of that is, let's play Duncan more. He came out here, played 26 minutes, and he shot out eight threes. He only made 5 of them, but Strus and Robinson combined for 9 threes, which was 27 points off the bench in terms of threes only. And they had 41 points off the bench combined. Okay? Tonight, they actually had bench production with 54 points. And that's something that I think is a lot more important than people want to make it seem. And that's where I want to hear from you guys, Miami Heat fans. Do you guys agree with me that they need to play Duncan more? I think that's something. He gives them more shooting. As much as he might not be the answer on defense, his shooting helps you guys build up leads and spaces the floor. I think the other thing is that they just don't have a prototypical power forward. I think Martin's been good. I like this lineup that they had of Martin in the starting lineup and him playing the glue role almost. So I think it's definitely interesting to see where things will go. But again, that's where I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts with this Miami Heat roster. What needs to be done? Because it's interesting to see this team not struggle necessarily. I mean, yeah, struggle is a word for it, but I think it's definitely a big factor of this is that their shots aren't falling. And Duncan, yes, the defense is in there, but you have Caleb Martin. You can put in guys who can make up for that. So I think it's in their best interest to play Duncan Robinson. That's where I do want to hear your guys' opinion. I know Duncan hasn't been everyone's favorite player, but he moves the ball, shoots threes, and I think an underrated part of his game that I'm not saying he's necessarily good at it to begin with, but he's a guy that has a career's average of 3 rebounds a game, 3-4 rebounds, and he's just a guy who does like a little things that I know they're not huge, but on offense or defense, just grabbing rebounds. And I'm not a Duncan Robinson hater. Is he overpaid? Yes, a bit much, but Heat Nation, let me hear your thoughts.